head, and there he goes. Abyss gonna clean him up.
Olaf goes down. Everyone's just gonna line up here for Lazzy. He's gonna find himself the Quadra. Give it to him. Pentakill.
Priestley with the quad feet.
Gets the ace. Available just spin to win all over.
That game was insane.
Hello everybody, welcome to some League of Legends action here at Saints Gaming. I'm John Billy Bangzudima, joined today by Ashton Ashnutter. How you doing today, Ash?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm really excited to see how this game turns out, and man, I've been hyped all day for this.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty exciting match. We have the first game of the NECC regular season here. We got St. Clair versus Durham College. Should be a pretty exciting matchup here to start us off. Obviously, we talked about the didn't have such a hot preseason, losing both games they played. So hopefully looking to make some improvements here at the beginning of the regular season.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see if they can kind of take back that name, because you know we have some pretty high ranking players playing for us today, and it was kind of embarrassing preseason. So I'm hoping they can take back that title of, you know, being pretty good players.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, obviously, preseason, you can say what you wanted is either a practice ground or a, shows what your skills are really made of. We did see both the sub mid laner and the main roster mid laner play. We are going to see Zyfrost today in the mid lane, so we'll be that main roster spot. Definitely interesting to see him starting there. And how do you think this team will fare? What are your predictions looking like for this one?
Honestly, I think this will be a wipe for St. Clair. We did get some tips beforehand, and I think we have a little bit more advantage on the enemy team here.
Okay, so what are you thinking, like 2-0 then?
I gotta say, I think it'll be a 2-0 wipe.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a pretty good chance here.
All right, I think I'm gonna go with more of a 2-1. I think Durham definitely gonna put up a fight here, and I can't. You know what? It is the beginning of the season. You can't get too overconfident. These guys, obviously, they have played and practiced a lot before this game. But there's always going to be those first game nerves. You always want to start off on the right foot. And I think that gives both teams kind of a chance. Obviously, not quite settled in yet. And we actually just had a new patch come out. The Worlds patch came out yesterday. So I think there was like 25 or 30 champions buffed and nerfed. So a lot of different changes here. And here we go. So bans already on the table. We're going to have Aatrox, and we see the Yone ban. Anime Girl we were talking about is a Durham College player, and he is a one-trick Yone. So not surprised to see that ban at all.
Yeah, so we're going to have Jax also coming out here. He's a pretty good one to get out, because he, never really easy to go up against him with he can jump on you pretty easily and take you down.
Yeah, a lot of top lane bans here, actually. We got Aurelia banned from St. Clair as well. So we got essentially 4 top lane bans here, with Yone being played mid and top for them as well. So a lot of pressure here putting on the top lane champ pool, seeing if they can narrow that down for both sides. And Hecarim looking like the third ban from Durham. So he did get a slight buff in the last patch, so he is looking a lot better. And around this time, a lot of teams really like using him because he gives that combination of speed and durability that you really like from a jungler. And we got the Camille ban as well. So 5 top bans here in the first phase. That is incredible.
I'm really concerned to see what the Durham College is going to pick for their top laner, because we were told beforehand that Yone was the one trick for Anime Girl. Yeah. So I'm kind of concerned to see what is he going to pick here.
Yeah, so we got the Galio first pick for Durham here. A very interesting character. Can be played in the mid lane and the support. Not as much in support anymore after he got a slight tweak, but looks like we are going to be getting this set here. So we remember in that very first preseason game, everything seemed to go wrong for St. Clair except for that set pick in the top lane. So I think that's a very good choice for them. And I think it's important to get them on their team too, because like we said, 5 top bans in the beginning of banning phase. So it's really important, because if you wait until the second half of banning phase, you just might be out of options here.
Yeah, we are also going to see a Talon coming in for St. Clair Saints. That can be a pretty steady choice.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, he actually got significant jungle buffs in the last patch, and he's been seen a lot more in the jungle. So, and the Lucian Nami picks for Durham. So, also last patch we had both Lucian and Nami getting significant buffs, and they've just been dominating in the bot lane so far in this last couple weeks. So that is definitely going to be a tough one for St. Clair to answer. Looks like they're going to go with the Seraphine to answer that. She untouched in this patch, so but she's pretty good in a support sense. But I'm really interested to see whether this Talon will decide to go in the mid lane or in the jungle.
Seraphine is going to provide a pretty decent stun if she can hit off her abilities pretty well. But I don't know. So far I'm thinking Durham has a little bit of better picks here.
Yeah, I think so. I think the Lucian Nami in the bot lane is gonna require a significant answer here, and they don't have a mid laner locked in just yet, or they have the Galio locked in, but they don't have a top laner locked in just yet. So Olaf banned out, can be flexed in jungle, and top most likely will be a jungle ban there. We'll see who else Durham wants to ban here. And when you're St. Clair here, you are lacking that kind of damage threat from the ADC that you're going to have to pump into Lucian. So what do you think the answer is going to be for them?
For pumping in to the ADC?
Yeah, who do you think they're going to pick that ADC to try and counter this Lucian Nami lane?
I think they're going to need to pick someone either with a good stun or with just high damage, because Lucian he's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, he's very slippery.
Yeah, I know I haven't played him since this last patch, but I do know that beforehand his abilities, you could be like, what, 5-shot later in the game?
Yeah, it's very, very potent in both early and getting later into that game. So we are going to see a Thresh ban and a Malzahar ban from Durham. So spreading that, and we will see this Talon still flexible. Most likely we'll see St. Clair ban an ADC, or sorry, pick an ADC here and save that flex pick for the mid jungle for that last one. So yeah, so we are going to see the Ashe. The Ashe Seraphine, definitely not going to be a winning early game combo to that Lucian Nami. They are going to have to be really careful, because if Durham picks a proactive jungler here, I think this bot lane is going to have a lot of problems in the early game, and they're really going to have to play a lot safer, which you're talking about Barlow playing seemed really, really aggressive in the preseason, and that definitely came back to haunt him a lot of times on that Varus and on the Ophelio. So he's definitely going to have to play a lot more cautious and careful. And actually, did you see the Jarvan coming through? So we did get a Jarvan. They were talking about a Jarvan coming through before the broadcast, and we are going to see him now picked up for Durham. What do you think about this pick?
Well, I mean, like you said, we did know he was going to be kind of a contested pick, and he's definitely going to provide a little bit more damage, I think. We are going to see that Kennen coming in, though. He's pretty annoying to go up against with his, I think it's untargetable when he goes into that little electric state. That's going to be...
It's going to be really difficult to try and handle that.
Oh, yeah.
And you are going to have to try and get him out of your team. You will have that settled to try and get him away, but it's going to be really tough for me to see them doing anything this early game. Oh, and a really good pick here. So we are going to have the Sylas, so it will be a Talon jungle for St. Clair, starting us off hot. I'm really interested to see how this is going to go. It doesn't really beat the Jarvan in the early game, but once he hits level 6, he really starts having a lot of agency around the map. And I think the Sylas pick too is really smart from St. Clair, because not only can he pick up the Kennen and the Jarvan ult, which are very, very good for team fights, he can also pick up the Galio ult. So when Galio ults towards a lane, he can take the Galio ult and follow him to that lane as well. So it kind of matches the impact. Obviously, he's going to struggle in the laning phase, but it definitely allows them to be a lot more flexible with how they want to play the Sylas.
I'm also going to throw in, if he can take in that Lucian ult, if a champion gets pretty low, he's going to have an instant kill there, pretty much. Sure. That's going to be easy.
They did buff Lucian's ult as well slightly in the last patch, so he is a lot stronger. But I think I really want to talk about this 2v2 in the bot lane. The Ashe Seraphine going into Lucian Nami, and you have a Jarvan in the jungle as well for Durham. So Durham is going to have a lot better early game for the bot lane, and it looks like they most likely will try and play around that. I do see a lot better scaling for St. Clair going into the later game. They do have the set. They do have the Ashe, so their late game is looking a lot better. But they're going to have to really weather the storm in the early game. And for me, I look at the talent in the jungle, and I think it's a good pick, but I think it brings up the issues of it's hard to protect your bot lane, especially on those counter ganks, because you don't really have, you have the slow on your W, but there's not really much else that you provide in terms of CC to try and keep the enemy off of the Ashe, because that's going to be the real issue.
I will say later on in the game, if Ash can get into a lane where there's only one champion on the enemy team, she has a pretty good slow ability going into an attack, so she can just constantly be slowing that person and attacking, and she might be able to pick off some kills, but definitely in the early lane, like you said, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, for sure. She's going to have to be careful, though, because this Jarvan will be very mobile around the map. And he's not too afraid, especially most likely he's going to be building, like, maybe, not quite sure on that one, maybe a disconnect. So we'll check on that in a second. But, yeah, so we'll talk more about this Jarvan Talon. And the Talon in the jungle, I think, I want to talk about Assassins in the jungle, because they have a lot of agency, especially Talon, because of the recent buffs he got. They definitely have a lot of movement around the map. But when you're talking about, first game of the season, you're just starting off, you kind of want to get used to each other. Obviously, you've been practicing a lot, but kind of want to get started off on a good foot, right? And we saw when we saw in the preseason, we did see him on the Kindred where he looked comfortable, but he was definitely falling behind. And then on the second game, he played a little bit more of a meta champion in the tank, and it worked out better for him. So it's interesting to see him go back to this talent. And we didn't actually see a Kindred ban there. And
we did not, no.
He is a very, very good Kindred. So maybe it's a meta thing. Maybe he's doesn't want to pull that one out yet, try not reveal that he's going to be playing that throughout the season. But definitely interesting to see that Fresh will not be playing.
I think the new patch has definitely inspired them to choose some different characters that they might have usually chosen. I think with these new recent buffs, they're gonna find it might be easier for some characters to focus off of other characters.
Yeah, for sure. And we are gonna see Ricky on that set that he looked so good on in that first game. So, how do you think this top lane matchup is gonna go for set into the Kennen?
Well, honestly, I think in any scenario that Set should go pretty good into Kennen, but then again, Kennen is very annoying.
Yeah, he has a lot of poke.
Yeah.
So there's only so much you can do trying to weather that storm. It's really going to be about can he get onto this Kennen, because the difference maker is if you can land a combo on Kennen, land the EQW, you can basically force him out of lane, because Kennen's never going to have a real threat onto you. So, looks like they will be, they'll pick up the Talon in the jungle for E-Hug, so it's going to be interesting to see how he plays on this one. And I really am challenging Barlow and Fresh here, because I think they're going to have to play this one really, really well in order to keep themselves alive in the early game, because I think this Jarvan and this Galio, as soon as level 6 comes, you might even have a Kennen TP. I don't know if he'll use that early, but I think more than likely the Jarvan will come down, the Galio will ult on top of them, and it's going to be really about can they survive this early game and get themselves to 20-25 minutes where they are going to have a lot more impact on them.
Yeah. So starting off with top lane, I do got to say I think it's kind of like if, like you said, if Set can get on top of him, he can kind of force him out of lane. With mid lane, I gotta say, it could be a little bit more evenly matched. So, I think for bot lane, our team is definitely at a disadvantage here, though.
Yeah, for sure. I think the stronger 2v2 will definitely go towards the side of Durham. And I really think this Galio is going to have to make an impact on the map, because Silas will eventually outscale and will have a lot more impact on this game, especially because he has so many good ults available to him. Even the Nami ult for that AoE knockup is going to be super effective. But more importantly, we are going to have to look at the set in the top lane. I think Ricky proved himself in that first game and looked really good in the second game as well. So definitely on the Gnar, definitely looking to try and move that into the regular season. And I think we look for the E-Hug. I think this talent is going to be the catalyst of this game, because it really depends. If he can do well on this talent and get his team ahead early, I think they can coast through that weak bottom side laning phase, and they can get themselves to the mid-late game where they are going to be looking a lot better. So I think it's really going to be on Ethan here to see what he can do.
Yeah, so even though our team might seem a little bit more on a disadvantaged side, especially with bot lane, I think we still have a pretty good chance at winning this, just mainly because of the fact that our teammate or our players are higher ranked, which doesn't always mean they're going to win.
I mean, when you get to a certain point in League, it is a lot more about team comp, who performs on the day. and rank means not. I mean, it means something, but obviously it's more about how good is your team comp, how well do you play together, and can you pull off, force ahead on your strengths, cover your weaknesses, and make your way down on the day and prove yourself that you are the better team.
Yeah. So we're just waiting on starting the game here. I can imagine that the players in their room just across from us, they're probably a little bit nervous right now.
Yeah, for sure. First game of the season, always going to be nervous. Starting us off on stream, always going to be exciting. And we were saying your prediction is 2-0. I'm 2-1. We're getting some mixed reactions from the other people out here on the production team for these predictions. So definitely going to be an interesting game. And I mean, we were looking yesterday. I mean, obviously R6 is a different game altogether, but we're talking about how we were predicting the 7-1, 7-0, and they ended up coming back on something they weren't familiar with. So I think this Talon, obviously, it is something we haven't really seen him play that much, and I don't know how much experience he has on it, but it definitely has been used a lot throughout the world in this last patch. So with Worlds coming up next in a couple weeks too, do you think it'll be a power pick, or do you think Assassin Jungle may be taken out in favor of the tanks and the marksman junglers?
I will say Assassin Jungles I will always be in favor of, just because of the fact that they can technically come out of nowhere and just kind of jump on you and surprise you with with a kill. But tanks, I gotta say tanks are probably gonna be more commonly picked because it's just a safer choice.
Yeah, and I think J4 we talked about too is a very strong pick. He did get a small buff a couple patches ago, which made him more viable. And I think it's just always going to be something that's really, really good coming into Worlds and team competition, because you have the really early level 2 where you have the knock up, which is huge, and you have a lot of agency in the early game, especially onto a Talon who is really going to struggle trying to assassinate you. I think depending on what he builds, if he goes towards the Gore Drinker build, I think he'll be able to stay alive, and Talon won't be able to assassinate him, which if you're playing an assassin jungler, you want to be able to 1v1 the other jungler, because if you can do that, you kind of get free reign of the entire map. You can steal their jungle. You're not worried about getting ganked. And the one problem I do see, though, is Galio will have priority over Sylas in this early game. For the majority until Sylas hits level 6. That's really when Sylas can start, even level 4, level 5, or really level 6, that's where Sylas can start shining. But until then, Galio will just keep shoving the Sylas in the lane, and for those Scuttle Crabs, not going to have priority. So it'll be interesting to see how the boys play around that.
Yeah, and like you said, if you can get that 1v1 and win, you are going to have a very good time jungling. You're going to have it a little bit easier. But we do gotta, keep in mind that if you do fail that 1v1, you're in a little bit of a bad state there. You gotta play maybe a little bit more carefully, or some people might want to just keep going back in.
I think that is the one thing Talon does have, is that he can hop walls. So Jarvan, if he doesn't land the knock-up, Talon kind of just gets a free escape back out of the jungle. So I think it's going to be really, really key here to see if the jungler from Durham is able to keep him in close quarters and hit that EQ combo, or if he's going to be able to keep him at bay. And looks like here we go. Game 1 of the regular season between Durham College and St. Clair. League of Legends action for your St. Clair Saints starting now.
It definitely does not seem like we're going to have that instant invade
right at the beginning. Yeah, we saw a lot of invades last time, but no invades this time. Just going to do typical ward in the river. Looks like everyone's going to be going to their standard positions. Nothing too surprising here. And yeah, I'm excited to see how this game's going to turn out. I think the guys from St. Clair definitely need a W here in game number 1 to build up their confidence. And interesting rune choice here, actually. See the Ashe going for not your typically you'd see a lethal tempo. She has the Hail of Blades, so definitely
we do have a little attack going on with Galio. Just going to get a little poke and back off there.
Not too much, but yeah. So we see nothing too crazy else. We see the Conqueror on both junglers. We see Conqueror on Set as well. And Sylas, the Predator out of Galio in the mid lane. So Predator actually got buffed this patch. So it does significantly more damage, and the speed up time is slightly less. So it is definitely more impactful rune. And it's really key. I've seen it on a few Galio mids because it allows you, as soon as you hit 6, you hit the Predator, you start running to the jungle, and you can be in another lane very, very quickly. So definitely a good rune choice by Hectic here in the mid lane for Durham.
Yeah, so it does seem like already Galio is getting a lot of picks off on that Silas, and Silas is not really doing much about it. He's going to have to kind of come back and, you know, fight him off a little bit more, get a little bit braver, I think, if he wants to really win that lane.
Yeah, he's not going to challenge too much here in the early game. He has a lot of respect for the Galio there. Looks like he does get level 2 though here, so he will fight this. Doesn't start the W though. He only has the QE, so he's not going to be able to do much there. A lot of damage put on with that passive auto from Galio, so he is definitely not winning that trade. Looks like level 2 really picked up here on Kairu's, but he will back off. Not too much here, but like I said earlier, this Lucian Nami is going to have a lot of priority here in the bot lane.
Top lane seems to be at a little bit of a common, you know, they're not really, well, actually, now that I say that, they are going right in for it.
Yeah, so he didn't actually auto the Kennen there, interestingly enough. I think he didn't want to take the minion damage. Just wanted to get a little bit of damage on the Kennen himself. But,
so that did sadly take a little bit extra damage there than the Kennen, though.
Yeah, so it looks like not too much happening here in the early game. Both junglers not ganking just yet. Just going to go for the full clear for both sides. They are at about the same, both on the Krugs now. So we'll see if this Jarvan decides he might look to lane gank here in the bot lane on this push. More than likely, he wants to try and get this bot lane even further ahead than they already are. So it's going to be important to see where he goes. But you can see this Talon already hopping the Baron wall and getting that scuttle. Definitely huge. He already is ahead in the farm department by a whole 5 CS actually. So he's getting himself pretty far ahead and giving himself an advantage here to try and force something in top 2.
Now, I will say we thought that the Seraphine and Ashe was going to be a little bit of a bad matchup, which it is, but it seems so far they've been getting off a lot more hits than the Lucian and Nami.
Yeah, so it looks like Talon will actually invade and take the birds in the top here. Jarvan looking for a gank in mid. He is spotted out here, so he won't be able to do much. Looks like going for a little scuffle in the top. Not going to find too much. W will find a lot of damage there, but ooh, nice response by Moffat. So they'll trade a little bit.
Moffat's definitely making sure that he said is not getting away with, you know, bullying mid lane.
Yes, there will be, there's going to be a fight here in mid lane. Both mid laners flash here, but they're not going to find anything. Silas will back off here. Talon, both junglers have red buff here. Fighting the top lane as well. Set looks like he will be staying alive. Both sides going to stay alive. Knockup going to go, but not going to hit anyone. And a couple flashes blown by the mid laner from St. Clair. Oh, and the flash here, not going to hit the taunt though. Zyphra will stay alive here, and it's going to be Jarvan and Talon fighting in this Raptors, but nothing going to go on Silas. Able to stay alive there. Oh, and that's going to be first blood to Ricky. Pulling off that 1v1 in the top lane, and that's a really good look for St. Clair.
So I gotta say, there was a lot of abilities being traded there. I don't know if many of them were very worth it, but that set did get a very nice kill on that Kennen. So that's gonna carry them off for the first part of the game, and you know, kind of set in motion. St. Clair got the first kills. They might be a little happy right now, thinking, oh, you know, maybe we're gonna do pretty good here.
Yeah, and Set did blow flash, but he did manage to blow the Kennen flash as well, and will keep his TP. So already Ricky putting a big gap in this top lane, up several CS as well. So definitely starting off the season on the right foot. But mid lane, a lot of scuffles, but we did see actually the power of that Talon, because he was not only was able to get ahead in farm, he got the scuttle, he took a camp from the Jarvan, and when that gank came in the mid lane, a good response by him was able to be there in time, and Silas able to survive. Like we said, if he can survive this early game, hit 6, he'll be looking a lot better for his team. Galio has the advantage here early, so looks like 6 will be taken here. Silas not 6 yet though. Galio does have it, so probably not a fight he wants to take.
Yeah, he seems to be going back in for that fight over and over again, but he's not gaining any sort of benefit from it. He just keeps getting hit by Galio's ranged attacks.
Yeah, there's not much he can do in this lane, but once laning phase is over, and he's actually keeping up CS, which is very important, but you could see the jungle gap right now in CS is massive. The Talon at 43 farm, Jarvan only at 24. He's looking for a lane gank here. He will be spotted up by that Ashe arrow. Good job by Barlow Dev. Good awareness, and that's just going to put him even further behind. And already this Talon jungle pick looking really good for St. Clair.
Yeah, so it does look like Silas is going to try and come up. Or no, okay, never mind, he's backing. We are going to have the bot lane still at kind of a stalemate, though. Nothing really happening at the moment, just trading a couple abilities back and forth.
Oh, Jarvan is going to be behind this wall, though. He will go for this gank. We'll see if he hit a blast player EQ over the wall. Looking for something here. Flash heal out of the the Ashe. Will she stay alive? No, she's going to accept the fate. TP going to come in on the bout side here. Set is going to show up. Will he fight this, though? Galio ult going to come down as well. Set is going to have to W here. Does get a lot of damage now, but not going to be enough. He will go down as well. Ricky taken down by Nob in the bot lane. That's going to be a 2-for-0 for Durham.
We do have some unhappy faces there in the gaming room. They went in for a fight there that I don't think they were very prepared for, and they kind of got decimated pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure. I think they were expecting, like I said, the Sylas to pick up the Galio ult and join the Galio in the bot lane, but Galio just got out of vision in time. Sylas not with enough mana. Looks like they might want to fight here. Nami is going to be here. That's going to be a really early ult out of Sylas. Will he stay alive here? We'll get a combo down. Look over the passive and does pick up an early kill. He doesn't have a lot of mana, but Nami at no HP here. Will she survive this? Q is going to go down here just like, oh, a big taunt is going to keep her alive. Looks like Tal will finish off the kill in bot lane as well. They're going to trade back and forth, and that's going to be Barlow taken down by Carreras. So actually a 1-for-1 in the end after that solo kill in the bot lane. Sylas going to get caught up here. He is way too overextended. Seraphine will try and back off here. Will this Kennen be able to catch up? No. Good route there by Fresh. Will keep him alive, but Zephyros staying for way too long there. Cost him his life.
For a while there, oh, it seems Jarvan 5 is going to go right in for... No,
Yeah,
he was
but
going to try and take that camp, but he did not get it.
Yeah, it looks like right now, even though things are not looking too hot for this bot lane and for the Sylas, at least this Talon is so far ahead of this Jarvan right now. He's 35 CS up, and he's just light years ahead. There's nothing, and we were talking about, if Talon can get ahead early, he's going to have, like, Jarvan can't even challenge him for his jungle. And you can see Jarvan's just walking out his jungle right there. There's nothing for him to take. His entire camps are just keep being taken by this Talon. Because Talon can hop over those walls. He has access to everything. Jarvan doesn't even have level 6 yet. And this Talon's already level 7. So he is light years ahead right now.
I do got to say, it's also going to be very hard for this Ashe to catch back up because she's already at an 0-2 disadvantage. So she's going to have to try and pick off some kills probably and, you know, join back up in the same level as her teammates.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like Set will try and walk in here on Kennen. The ult will come out of Kennen, actually, really early here, just for the stun. We'll go for the ult, actually. Going to go for the all-in. Go for the W. Big flash by Kennen to keep himself alive. We'll go for the autos. Oh, he's going to get it on the second auto. Huge for Ricky to keep himself alive, and that's going to pull it to 4-4 even game for St. Clair.
For a second there, it really did look like Set was going to be killed, but he pulled it off at that last second. That was a good play.
That was a big right hook to the face for the Set in the top lane there to keep himself ahead. And he already has 3 plates here. So the jungle, oh, looks like 1v1 in the mid here. Looks like Zephyros and Hectic will be going at it here. Taunt going to go down on this Set. But, oh, Jarvan going to show up as well. Ult will go down. He will flash it, though. Keep himself alive. But Galio with the follow. Big dodge by Zephyros. Big Ashe arrow. Keep him alive as well. He wants more. Will he go back in for this? He does go for it. The W going to go down, but it's not going to keep him alive. That's going to be a kill. And Jarvan will barely stay alive. Seraphine not going to hit the ult. Fresh just off on that one. Will they be able to get Jarvan? No, he'll walk away. It's a 1-0 for Durham.
You know, I gotta say, every time that they get evenly matched in kills, the Durham College will just come right back and gain another kill and say, no, you don't get to be on the same level as us.
Yeah, for sure. Gold's still in St. Clair's favor, mostly on this Talon over the Jarvan. So a lot of this gold will have to be used something here soon. Looks like Ehug found Jarvan in the jungle. This is not good. I think Jarvan is just going to go down here. There's nothing he can do. Ehug taking out Juju, picking up a quick kill for himself. And this Jarvan is not going to be able to walk into his jungle at all without the help of his mid laner. This Galio has to be with him, or else this Talon is just going to kill him. And at this point, Talon will already be at a Gourd Drinker and 2 longswords. So he is so far ahead of this Jarvan that I don't know how Jarvan even plays. And objective control is just not going to be in Durham's favor at any point.
Seems like right now bot lane is just trying to keep the Durham College away from their tower. They can't really push forward much because they're very behind right now. Even with Lucian just being 1 kill ahead, that's enough to keep Ashe and Seraphine at their tower for the rest of the game.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely looking for this Set and this Talon to make a huge difference on this map. And I think they would be. It looks like Ehug actually can go in here. Doesn't realize the Jarvan is there, though. Goes for the early ult. Will be staying alive. Gourd Drinker going to heal him for a lot. He is going to go for this 1v1. Will he get the auto? No, he's going to hop over, and he will get the bleed damage onto the jungler, Jarvan, going down yet again, and he will make his daring escape over this wall in just a second. There he goes. And Talon, that's the power of Talon right there. He pops in, pops over your red buff, and then pops over the other rock, and gets a kill and leaves, and nothing you can do about it.
The second that you think you got him, too. No, he's out of there, man. He does not stick around.
So eHug making this Talon pick look like a big brain one, already up 3-0-1, 104 farm here at 11 minutes, looking so good on this pick. And really, I think a lot of it had to do with a really good level 4. I don't know if you know, it's level 4. Set went with Talon and walked into the Jarvan jungle and took 2 camps, and that put him so far ahead in that 2v2 in the mid lane, and then in those eventual fights that Jarvan can't even walk into his own jungle now. You see Talon and Set walking here into his jungle, and he's just going to queue, and luckily they didn't catch. Oh, now they see him. The Ashhawk does come through. Set looking for something here. Silas going to be here as well. So they're not going to challenge him, and they know, like, you cannot walk anywhere that this Talon's going to be, because Talon is so far ahead right now, you can't even contest anything in your own jungle. Yeah,
he's definitely going to keep St. Clair ahead for a little bit for most of this game. He's going to be that crutch on their side, you know? So right now it seems Jarvan is kind of just holding mid lane for Galio till he gets back.
Oh no, Barlow, he's going to go for the ult, he's going to W, try and get away. Kyra's going to take him out. It looks like Jarvan will go down in the mid lane. It will be a 1-for-1. So looks like Seraphine trying to run away as well. Go for the flash, but match with the flash, and it's going to be a kill in mid lane as well. So a 3-for-1 across the map for Durham there. And I think if you're Barlow, you have to realize you cannot walk up into this ADC, because Lucian will just one-shot you. He already is at Gale Force. He will be able to just walk into you. Oh, big stun by Ricky. Absolutely huge. Picks up the beautiful stun under the tower there and gets a kill. Kennen will go for the TP though. Ricky trying to stay alive. Doesn't have his W up. No, Moffat going to take him down there. Will punish him for the tower dive. Looks like Kennen will go for the ult as well. TP coming in from the side of St. Clair. Will be able to keep him alive though. Taunt going to come down. No, big shutdown for Jarvan. Going to put him back in this game. Silas will try and do something here, but he's going to miss all of his abilities. Big charm by Fresh to try and keep alive. Will he be able to walk back to his turret? A Q by Jarvan and a taunt there, but the W is going to keep him alive, at least for the moment. Trade's going to go here. Oh, looks like Kennen going to try and run away. Oh no, Moffat going to get Zephyra. Will go for the auto here. Will Seraphine get it? No, double kill for Moffat. And just like that, a 4-for-0. And this game has completely turned on its head.
Yeah, no, you know, I gotta say, I think my prediction of 2-0 is going to be a little off here. This game is already majorly in Durham College's favor. Set made a power play there, and it did not work out for his team whatsoever. Not only did it get him killed, but it got almost his entire team killed along with him.
Yeah, I think that's been the third or fourth time that Zephyros has just overextended a bit too much. And Silas, a couple months ago, was really good. He had a lot of W healing in his kit, was able to keep himself alive for a lot of those fights, but now not as good. Mostly that ult that really makes a difference, and he's kind of playing it a little bit too hard. That's the third time that he's kind of overextended when he doesn't need to, and it's resulted in him dying. So obviously a really close fight, but I think the key for that is that they had a 3k gold lead, and now the gold is almost even. They're slightly ahead by 500 here, but this might be the end of Ricky here. Will have that W available, not going to get it in time. Moffat can go for a rampage, but nice stun there by Barlow on the bot lane, so they will answer with a kill on eHug, and he at 4-1-3 is really going to have to try and step up and carry the rest of this team, because bot and mid not doing too hot in this one.
You know, we do still need to keep in mind that even though Durham College is ahead in kills, and they seem like they're going to get a kill on this Jarvan 5 here.
Good flash by Talon, but also going to be flashed by Jarvan under turret there. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Silas and Galio will be fighting. We'll just be laying back and forth. Looks like a dive maybe in the bot lane they want to go for, but it's really messy. That's a lot of damage on that Lucian. Looks like Kyora is going to pick up the kill, and Fresh just going to sacrifice his life so the Talon and the E that you want to take under turret. No, Zephyros, what are you doing? You're going to go down again. Hectic picking up another kill in Zephyros. He's just overextending so much in these fights when he doesn't need to.
You know, our St. Clair team had a very good advantage for a while there, and then they just instantly lost all of it. You know, we were saying beforehand that the Durham College, they kind of, what was it, tilt? They tilt play after a while.
It's tilt play.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, you know, it's 15-9 in kills. The gold is even, but most of that gold is going to be on that farm difference in the jungle. Jarvan at 67, the Talon at 148. So really, you're looking at this Lucian at 4-0-2, the Galio at 4-0-6. Both of these players just so far ahead of their lane counterparts. Galio obviously going to have an advantage in this mid lane. It just seems like Zephyros just playing really cocky, and when you're behind at this point, you can't be playing like that because you keep giving yourself a disadvantage in these fights.
Yeah, definitely. So it does seem like we're going to have the a massive fight in mid lane. Galio is going in. We have the Jarvan 5 in a stasis moment. Set is trying to get some... No, he's not going to get any damage on Kennen, but Kennen's going to take him down to mid half health. Not much happened there. There was 1 or 2 kills, I think.
Yeah, just 1 kill onto that Jarvan, and honestly, like, it was a really good awareness by the Seraphine to walk up there and protect his teammate, because if she was not there, that talent definitely would have gone down, and you were trying to get E-Hug ahead, because right now he is going to be the difference maker in this game. The Sylas, not looking too hot. The Ashe not looking too hot in this bot lane. Obviously, like we said, Lucian is going to be getting really ahead in this early game. That is to be expected. Ashe will eventually catch up and be stronger than him. But at this rate, Lucian at 2 items already, the Gale Force and the Essence Reaver bot. Ashe just the 1 item. So it's definitely looking tough. It's going to be a long road. Looks like Talon will be going down here on the Lucian. This would be a massive shutdown if he can get it. Gale Force will come out. The R will come out as well. And Nami will be here to cover. A good ult there. He will go for the Q, and he's going to get the shutdown. Looking for a second here. And a nice second kill by E-Hug. Galio will be here, though. He will get collapsed on. Looks like E going to get a shutdown onto the Zephyros. That is massive for St. Clair, and exactly what they needed at this point in the game.
That is the exact comeback that, like you just said, they needed that to come back. Now, I would say, yeah, the Durham College is 2 kills ahead. I think we got a pretty good chance here at coming back and still winning this game.
This is a ridiculously bloody game. This is 28 kills in 18 minutes. Like, this is entertaining League of Legends. I really do like games like this. It just kills across the board. It just seems every time there's a TP up, it's being used almost immediately somewhere on the map. So definitely interesting here. Bot lane will go down here in just a second. So St. Clair does manage to get all the outer turrets down, and they still have their mid lane and their top lane turret standing. So a lot of objective control for St. Clair here. And with this 3rd dragon coming up, it's huge because Durham already has 2 dragons. You can't afford to give up a 3rd.
Yeah, Durham is definitely going to need to take care of these minions coming towards them right now and get some pressure on those towers. Like you said, they need to push back because they only have 1 tower right now, and that is definitely going to be against them for winning this game.
Yeah, a lot of vision control here by St. Clair is actually very important. It allows them to force onto this scuttle in the river, so they will be able to secure that. And a really, really, really important dragon here. They are ahead here by gold, about 4K, and like I said, exactly 100 farm up now on this jungler. This talent is going to be the difference maker in this fight. If he's able to get an assassination on this Galio or on this Lucian, it would be massive for St. Clair. And it looks like actually they are going to be here, but I don't know if they want to contest this. I think Kennen is going to sit around. That's going to be a no. They're going to give. So Zephyros, does manage to land that E, and that's going to be massive stun go from both sides. Galio ult going to come down as well. Zephyros going to Zonya's it, so he will stay alive here for the moment. Looks like Set and Talon want to chase this one. They'll try and run him down, but no. Kennen will manage to get away there. Good job by Zephyros. Beautiful E. Not able to get the kill, but in the meanwhile, Durham took advantage of the 3-man collapse in bot lane and was able to get mid-turret.
Yeah, well, it seems like Sylas is going to go in for an attack on Galio. He's not really getting much damage off on him. It seems like Sylas is taking more damage here. No, okay, he's coming back with that damage on Galio. Oh, he's going in. Okay. It seems like we also have the Lucian in a bad place here. He is getting chased down, and he just dies. That was a quick kill. He did not stand a chance there.
Yeah, it looks like Jarvan going to go for this fight. I don't know if you want to fight the Sylas, Jarvan. You are not in the right place. He's going to start walking away. E-Hug will join him as well, and that's going to be, good flash by Juju to keep himself alive, and a missed Everfrost by Zephyros will be the end of that fight. But again, Lucian dying to this Talon, and this Talon is such a huge problem right now. Set going to be in a 2v1 here, though. We'll get that stun onto Kennen. We'll do a lot of true damage to him. 600 damage, a nice right hook is going to get him 1 flash away by Galio, but a matched flash by the Set. Taunt will go out, and it will slow him down for a moment, but he does get the auto. We'll come back in for this fight. Big W was not going to make contact, but a nice E will get him the shutdown, and Baron will be taken by St. Clair here. They are pulling that advantage and making full use out of it.
See, that's the thing I love about Set too. He could be in the worst position possible. He gets down to such low health, and then he just carries it back. He heals up that health, takes out both of the enemies, and he just made an amazing play there. that is something you love to see. It is pure entertainment on League of Legends.
Yeah, and it is so incredible. They took that Baron at 20 minutes. They didn't even have their top laner there. That set wasn't there, but the healing from Seraphine and Talon just being so insanely far ahead now. Level 15 already at 21 minutes. It's incredible how far ahead he is. You can see the Jarvan is level 11. He is 4 levels up on this Jarvan right now. So far ahead in this game. And it's going to be such a difference maker. And that shutdown on Galio did end up going to him as well. So it is just, this Talon is so far ahead. This set is looking so good now. And they really just have to take this Baron and try and ride it out and end it through mid lane.
It does seem like St. Clair is still about 7,000 ahead in gold. So they are keeping that lead there, and they did manage to come back, only being 1 kill ahead, but still, it's ahead, you know? So they seem to be in a pretty good place here from where they were about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah, this could be dangerous. Set looking for this Jarvan. Jarvan has his combo, so he will be able to stay alive, but they'll take turret and they'll run away. But there has to be an answer here sometime from Durham. They have the Kennen Galio combo where, you know, if someone gets collapsed on, you can throw the Jarvan in. You can have the Galio and Kennen ult on top of them. Ult gonna come out here quickly, and that's gonna be the end of EHUG. Gonna take out one. Galio ult gonna come out on top, looking for this Kennen taunt. Is gonna go down and shut down. Gonna go to Jarvan though. Kills come across fresh. Is gonna pick up Juju. Zonya's here. Will he stay alive? Galio will manage to stay alive here. Nice heal from Nami. Kennen ult will go down, but he's gonna be exhausted, so he's not gonna do any damage here. Zephyra gonna take out Moffat, and that's gonna be a nice team fight for St. Clair and net them another couple turrets and maybe an inhibitor.
That was a very, very good team fight. They came ahead, 3 more kills, so it seems like they're gonna go straight for the inhib. Do you think they're gonna back after they get this, or do you think they're just gonna keep pushing?
I think they're gonna go for this bot turret. Minions are gonna be here, so they will be able to get some damage on it. They do still have Baron up as well, so they can look for the second inhib. There is still 14 seconds left on this Kennen, but they will elect to just back off. Talon did end up getting taken down in the fight. That was 1,000 gold, but unfortunately it went on the Jarvan, who at this point is just kind of irrelevant in the game. You can see Talon is at 3.5 items, almost 4 items. Jarvan's at 1.5 items. So he is just like so far into this game. You really, really liked that kill to go onto this Lucian. Lucian obviously dying so much in these fights. And you can tell, EHUG, as soon as he saw Lucian, it didn't matter that the Nami was sitting there healing him. Nami went for the knockup. Lucian hit him with a WQ combo and the R on top of it, and he just died instantly. So he didn't have his heal up, so really good timing from them on knowing when that heal was going to be up. Allowed him to take advantage of that, and they need to push here. They do have a couple seconds left of Baron, so maybe they'll look for this bot inhib. And at this point, they're so far ahead. Like, Talon is level 16 right now. He is so far ahead that you just have to start pushing for these team fights, because I'm pretty sure at this point they just win them. They're 8k ahead, almost 9k ahead at this point. They're just unbelievably far ahead in this game, and although they do have the scaling, they have the Ashe. She really has 7 assists, does no kills. All these kills are going to be on the set and on the Talon, so they kind of just win this game. I don't really see a way for Durham to come back.
I gotta say, I don't either. They're kind of stuck in a defense mode right now, and it doesn't seem like they're gonna have. Oh, it seems like Jarvan is gonna go in for a little bit of attack, but it's gonna switch over to Galio. It seems they're going for almost full team fight here with a couple people being knocked out. We're gonna have
what an
oh my god, Talon got
holy
knocked
smokes,
out. We're gonna have
fresh.
Kennen being taken out as well. Oh my god, there's a lot of death going around here. Oh, Seraphine got 2 kills, one of them being on Galio. Nami gets taken. This is amazing for St. Clair. They can win.
That's
right
going to be
here.
the end of the game. And Fresh with an absolutely unbelievable Seraphine ult caught all 5 members of Durham in that beautiful stuff. And Set came in. Ricky absolutely dunked on all of them. Easily win that team fight. And they're going to take the game here. Game 1 going to St. Clair. Absolute barn burner.
That was that was a labyrinth of emotions, I gotta say.
That was definitely one for the books. That was an amazing game 1. Saints win it 1-0. And like you said, it was a real roller coaster. I was going up and down through the whole game. It looked like St. Clair had such a good start of the game. That Talon was so far ahead. And then they just died and died and died. And there was like 2 or 3 times where they went in for these team fights that I really feel like they could have won if they backed off and reset. But instead, Zephyra went in, and he ended up giving a few times, but it didn't matter because Talon was this. EHUG made this Talon look like the best champion in the game by a mile. He was 40 farm ahead at 8 minutes. Absolutely absurd. And Ricky doing his thing in the top lane. I guarantee you, I don't know if Talon. I think Talon might be banned, but I think you can counter that. But I think the set 100% is going to be banned in top lane. He had what? I think it was like 2 or 3 solo kills and won a 2v1 at least twice.
Oh, yeah.
So like he just looked so good on this set, and Saints really took that one in the top mid difference in that one.
I do gotta say, there was a couple times when Set made some, questionable moves, but it still turned out, in the end, it turned out best for their team, and they pulled a really good win there. And I gotta pat myself on the back a little bit for calling that. Hopefully, still going 2-0 here.
All right, fair enough. I called 2-1, so I'm still in this. But yeah, I think St. Clair definitely looks good here, and looks like we will be taking a small break in between this game. But Saints take game number 1. Absolutely incredible game. Both sides played really well, but St. Clair ended up on top. Huge game by Talon, and I can't wait to see the second one.
Very excited.
So we'll be back in 5. See you soon.